Who do you think's got the best rates? Is it going to be Bank of America? Is it going to be a credit union? Is it going to be the dealership, surprisingly? Who's going to give you the best terms when it's time to pay for your car purchase? In this video, what I want to talk about is how to pursue getting the best possible interest rate for your car purchase. And by the end of this video, it's going to be clear exactly where you should be pursuing the best possible auto loan interest rate. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting, and in the description below you're going to find multiple resources to help you navigate the car buying process. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you're going to need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. So about a month ago, my father completed a lease buyout through Toyota Financial Services, and he was asking me, how should I pay for this car? I mean, I could pay for it in cash, but I'd rather invest it. So where do you think I should be getting this auto loan interest rate from? Should I take a ride on over to the Toyota dealership? Pump the brakes, Daddy-o. You're not going to any dealership, at least not just yet. While I did have a friend that worked at the dealership that was very, very open, transparent about what interest rates he had, he even recommended a couple places where I should look first before I even talked with him. Now, the following was advice from a car finance manager. What he did was he told me the same thing that I was going to actually tell my father, but with the suggestion of a couple different independent credit unions. And I want to highlight that in a couple minutes. So what I did was I told my father, go on to Bank of America and see what they're offering just as a regular promotional rate, and then call them. See what they can do for a long time customer of theirs. He's been with Bank of America since, way before it was even Bank of America in Boston, before it was Bank of Boston, baby. Anyway, so he called them and they said that if you do it and do it on auto pay, we can offer you something in the low threes. I think it was like a 3.49 or something like that. And because he was a preferred member, they gave him a 0.25% interest rate reduction. So I think he was at 3.25%. Got in touch with the finance manager and he recommended a bank called DCU, which is a credit union in Boston. And to our surprise, they were offering 1.99% at 60 months for new car purchases, and I think 2.75 or 2.9, I can't even remember, but it was very, very low off the bat versus the discounts that my dad was getting through Bank of America. And he thought that Bank of America was being very, very aggressive, and so did I. We returned back to my friend, the finance manager at the Toyota dealership, and he said that while that rate that we were getting through DCU was very, very aggressive, he said that he could be able to beat it by another 0.25% using some independent credit union that I've never heard of before in my life. He said that it wouldn't be worth it because we would also have to be paying a documentation fee on the car, a safety inspection on the car, and it was just a long drawn out process, and it wasn't worth the additional savings to go through the dealership. However, that offer was only available to us had we finished the deal at the dealership. So my dad ended up taking that offer through DCU. Now, the whole point of this is that while my father has been a longtime customer of Bank of America, loved the fact that their interest rate was very, very aggressive, it was beat in a matter of a few minutes just by doing a couple clicks and a couple things he had to upload to his account, and boom, he had a check in his hands within a couple days. So the idea behind this is that if you don't know where to look, you could start off with your bank. However, most of the time, the best rates are likely to come from credit unions. Now, in addition to this, not only are the best rates going to come from credit unions, there's a chance that any dealership that you go to is working with a local credit union. However, most of the time, the dealership is not going to allow you the benefit of taking their lowest possible rate that they're getting from the credit union, and they're likely to mark it up the same way that any bank marks up interest rates. Now, the dealership, what they can do, if you do have an aggressive interest rate offer, say you shopped online at supermoney.com, there's a link for that in the description, or you checked out Capital One's Auto Loan Navigator tool, checked out BOA, and brought in an interest rate offer with you, and you went to the dealership and you said, hey guys, you don't have a promotional 0.9% APR offer on this car, and I noticed that my bank is offering 3.49%. Could you guys beat it by any chance by a percentage point? 2.5%, if you will. The dealership might tell you, you know, we don't have an offer from, say, Toyota for 2.5 or 2.9% on this here vehicle, but we could run your credit and find out if we've got another bank that is willing to do this at a lower rate. Would you be okay with it? I would damn certainly be okay with it, because here is why. Most of the time when you run your credit during the car shopping process, you could do it at one dealership, at many different banks, 2 dealerships, 3 dealerships. It doesn't really matter. Your FICO is going to tell you, based off of all the pulling you've been doing, it's going to tell you that you have 30 days to do all this pulling, and it's going to tell you that all these pulls on your credit are going to count as one inquiry. So I wouldn't care if the dealership is running my credit to find a really, really good competitive interest rate through a credit union to at least beat or match, to try and facilitate the transaction, to at least beat or match a bank or private credit union's lowest promotion or lowest APR offer. Now, obviously, if the manufacturer is offering some form of promotional APR that's in conjunction with, being combined with a very, very good rebate, I would definitely take a promotional APR that's including a large rebate. Not instead of a large rebate, but including a large rebate. However, if you can't get that, if you're trying to get the largest possible rebate, but that would forego the promotional interest rate, bring in an outside auto loan rate that's fairly competitive, something you think they might be able to do better on. Bring it in with you. Tell them, if you can beat this rate, I will complete the transaction. Here, I'm looking for another percentage or 2 off of this. Can you do it? Because clearly, based off of the 3.5 that Bank of America was offering down to a 1.99, it was clearly possible to get a 1.5 percentage just by going from bank to bank. So I hope that this solved the question, how do I get the best auto loan interest rate? Believe it or not, it may be possible for you to get the best auto loan interest rate at the dealership. If you're going to comment below and tell me this guy is an idiot for telling you you can get the best auto loan interest rate at the dealership, you're the real idiot, because you probably got screwed and didn't realize that you can get a really, really good interest rate if you try, if you really twist arms by getting the dealership to sell you the interest rate for whatever they got it for. Keyword. Keywords. There was a bunch of words. I don't know why I keep saying keyword. Make sure they give it to you for what they got it for, is my whole point, if you're going to be going that route. In the description below, you're going to find resources, guys, to help you navigate this whole car buying process. And if you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.